Well, we'll certainly love to hear from many of you. Of course, what are you doing tonight? Where are you going to be? With family, friends, Brian, what are you doing, of course, ahead of that clash tonight? Let's go to the news now. The Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania, the PAC, is holding its election summit to prepare for the 2024 general elections today. This is just 2 months after hosting its policy conference. SABC News political reporter Samkele Maseko is at that event for us today. Samkele, hi. Good morning to you. Thanks indeed for your time. So it seems like political parties, including the PAC, are sharpening their elections machinery ahead of these elections next year. What can we expect from the party of Robert Sobukwe?
What we do know at this point in time, Crisalda, is that the PAC had their Congress in Durban at the ice rink recently, and they were ironing out their issues, their policy issues going towards the 2024 general election. They've sorted out their own internal divisions. You've got Mzwanele Mnyonto, who is the president of the PAC, uncontested for that nature and no longer in the legal realms over those issues. But I'm going to bring in Alupao, the Secretary General of the PAC. In fact, the president of the PAC has also just arrived. I am just going to try grab both of them. I'm just going to start with the Secretary General. Apupao, just in essence, what is this elections workshop all about? What are you speaking about? And can the PAC be able to revive its electoral fortunes come the 2024 general election?
Today we are meeting here to finalize on our draft election manifesto. We are also finalizing on our selection process of candidates. We are also looking into how we are going to campaign as the party, developing our election strategy. So these are the issues that we are looking into, including how we are going to fund our own election campaign. And definitely the PAC is going to do better in these elections, and that is proven by the fact that in our last local government elections we increased our number of councillors twofold, and we continue to create structures in all regions where the PAC did not exist. For instance, in the Free State, we now have many structures that we did not have. We are now also analyzing the results of our past elections as to where we had weaknesses, and we are developing systems and strategies on how to mitigate and make sure that we address all our shortcomings.
When you look at the PAC, the recent held by-elections across the country, we've not seen the PAC feature that much. What can we read into that we're not seeing the PAC in these by-elections, and particularly knowing that some of these by-elections are used to drum up the atmosphere and the voter apathy going towards the 2024 general election?
It has been a conscious decision for us as an organization and not to participate in an election for the sake of just participating. We wanted to participate in an election where we can make an impact, where we can be able to win. As I said earlier on, we realized that we had some shortcomings, and some of them you alluded to in your opening remarks. So we needed to address all of those things. And now that we have addressed all of those things, you will see us in almost all by-elections that are going to come before the next elections.
The PAC used to be part of a coalition in Mfuleni. We were in Mfuleni as the SABC yesterday when the president of the country, Cyril Ramaphosa, along with other cabinet ministers and deputy ministers, went to Mfuleni. What is your overall assessment as the PAC in what is happening in Mfuleni, and knowing the historical role that the VAL has had in the political context of the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania?
We told the ANC in Mfuleni that they must accept that they don't have the capacity, they don't have the enough skills in terms of the councillors that they have there to lead that municipality. Hence, as an organization, we submitted a motion of no confidence against Mfuleni mayor then, and we'll continue to do that. The next step that we are going to do, we are going to submit another motion of no confidence. What the ANC is having there is a minority government, and it cannot be that we are governed by a minority government that does not have the capacity and the skills. And the leadership there in Mfuleni is very arrogant. They don't work with the communities. The municipality is literally collapsing for all intents and purposes. And as the PAC will not accept that, hence we are saying we are definitely going ahead. We are going to submit another motion of no confidence, and we hope that all the parties that are in that municipality will support the PAC.
Why did you as the PAC not join the multi-party charter led by the Democratic Alliance?
We will not join a charter for the sake of removing the ANC. Any cooperation that we'll have with anybody, it should be based on principles. And one of those principles, key, is that we want the return of the land to African people. And any charter that does not address that, the PAC will never be part of that. And more importantly, this moonshot thing is based on the hatred of the ANC. For us, that is not important. We should be offering an alternative to the South Africans, rather than coming together for the sake of hating a particular organization. To an extent that they even go further and say that they hate EFF. We can't be part of that.
Thank you very much. That is the Secretary General of the PAC speaking that they are sharpening their elections machinery, fine-tuning their selection processes and how they are going to fund the 2024 general election. Remember that the PAC, the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania of Robert Sobukwe, a struggle stalwart, one who was imprisoned on Robben Island as well, on solitary confinement there, arrested alone and not amongst other prisoners. This organization was once tipped to be that party that will oppose and go toe-to-toe with the governing African National Congress, but internal divisions creeped in and the PAC became a shadow of its former self. At one point, Mzwandi Lenyonto, the president of the PAC and the former president of the PAC, were at loggerheads over the leadership of the party for many years, which caused some serious instability within the party. But it seems as if they've got their own internal affairs and ducks in a row now and looking towards making a meaningful impact and dent to the ANC's electoral fortunes come the 2024 general election. But in these recent by-elections that have been held across the country, we've not seen the PAC logo on the IEC ballot paper.
Samkele, thank you very much indeed for giving us the latest on that. We'll certainly cross to much later on. I'm sure the other programs will do so to get the latest on what the outcomes are there.